Hi guys, welcome to another interesting episode of the 100% Joy series. Today we're going to talk about toxic relationships, what it means to be in a toxic relationship, what are the red flags to look for, to know if you're in one. But for us to talk about that, we have to know what a healthy relationship is. Now, there's no definite definition for a healthy relationship, but we have a broad definition because a healthy relationship is relative to different people because we all have different needs in relationships. Some of us, what we're looking for or what we need to in a relationship is different from what other people need in relationships. So yes, it could mean different things to different people. And then again, even with age, it means different things to different people. So when you're in your 20s, what you're looking for in a relationship is different from what you're looking for in your 30s, or in your 40s, or in your 50s. So yeah, a healthy relationship could vary. But there is one definite definition, one broad definition of healthy relationships that we can look at. And that's the fact that it's two people being together but being so interested in each other's welfare that it is their joy and goal to see each other grow mentally, physically, emotionally, professionally, spiritually, and in every other area of their lives. It is also a relationship where people are together but can independently make decisions. A healthy relationship is also a relationship where we respect each other's boundaries. We know where we as a couple start, we know where we stop, and where our individual lives begin and where they stop. Because at the end of the day, regardless of the fact that you're together as a couple, you also have individual goals, you have individual life paths, and both of you are supposed to be able to work together, encourage each other to be able to walk those paths in your relationship. So yes, I think I basically covered everything I think I know about a healthy relationship. Like I said, it could mean something else to you and to another person depending on what you're looking for in a relationship. When we come back, let's look at the red flags that you should be looking out for in your relationship. I'll point you towards the fact that you're either in a toxic relationship or a healthy relationship. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Welcome back. Let's look at the red flags that will make you know if you're in a toxic relationship. So first of all, if you have a partner who wants to either change or control you, then you're in an unhealthy relationship because no human being should be trying to change another person. This was who you were before he or she met you. So trying to change you after you get into the relationship, it's not healthy. Now, if the partner also tries to control you, control your decisions, who you talk to, who you relate to, how you spend your time, what you do with your life, now that's an unhealthy relationship. You need to pack it up before it begins to destroy you emotionally, physically, psychologically, mentally. Another red flag that will make you know you're in a toxic relationship is if your partner does not respect your boundaries. As much as two people come together as a couple, we must learn to respect each other's boundaries. As human beings, we all have boundaries. That's our private space. That space, which is not necessarily physical, but that space that is yours as a person, it means that there are some decisions you should be able to make about your life without anybody interfering with it. The most your partner can do is support you or give you their opinion on those decisions you make. Respect is a very fundamental part of relationship, and that is one of the things that would make you know how your partner feels about you or how your partner feels about the relationship that you're in. So it's important that your partner respects your boundaries and you respect your partner's boundaries in exchange. So it means that no snooping around phones, no snooping around personal spaces, and no encroaching on personal time. Sometimes, no matter how close people are, you need alone time sometimes. You need to spend time with yourself. The time you spend with yourself makes you a better partner for your partner, because you need time to recharge, you need time to reflect, you need time to exhale. And your partner should be able to understand that, or you should be able to understand that also with your partner. When you keep snooping around, you won't find what you're looking for. So you should be able to trust, and the only reason you will snoop around is because the relationship lacks trust. Because if you trust your partner, you have no reason to snoop around. Either your relationship lacks trust or you're an insecure person. So either way, you have to check yourself, because at the end of the day, boundaries must be respected in a healthy relationship. Another red flag you should look out for in a relationship is when your partner says negative or hurtful things about you or others. Anyone who is mean to other people can't be nice to you. If that person is nice to you, it's only temporary. After a while, you're going to see who the person you're truly dating is. Anyone who can talk down to you, verbally abuse you, say negative things about you or hurtful things to you or about others, it's not the person you should be with. Because those words will go a long way. When you listen to them over and over again, they begin to shape what your life becomes and how you feel about yourself. If you're in a relationship where you feel unheard, you can never speak how you feel, you can never express yourself. Even if you do, it falls on deaf ears. It means that you have no say in that relationship, because communication is very important in relationship, and both of you have to be able to express how you feel about certain things, and you have to be able to listen to each other. Most times in relationships, people speak but they don't listen. When you're in a relationship where you're speaking and all you want to do is wait for your partner to finish so you can speak also, and nobody is listening, nobody is hearing what the other person is saying, then that's a sign that you're probably in an unhealthy relationship. When you're in a relationship where you're afraid to express how you feel or express your opinion for fear of being shut down or offending the next person, now that's a no-no. That's a big red flag. And finally, when you're in a relationship where you have discrepancies and you can never sort them out, because when you argue about things, you never can reach a conclusion or reach a compromise, then you need to look at that relationship again. It's important that you're able to communicate about the issues that you have, but walk through them in a healthy and a reasonable way. Now, if any of this is going on in any relationship you're in right now, whether it's with a partner, a husband, family member, friend, then that relationship needs to be checked again, because red flags means that that relationship is unhealthy, and you either need to work on it or walk out of it. Is one of the two, but you can't let things stay the way they are, because eventually it's going to hurt the both of you. When we come back, let's look at how you know it's time to walk out of a toxic relationship. Don't go away, I'll be right back. Welcome back. You know, most times we find ourselves in relationships that are neither here nor there, but we have hope and we keep struggling, we keep trying to make it work out, and we stay there trying to see if that relationship is going to make a headway. We all have, well, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us have been there. I have been there. I have taken myself on that wild goose chase, maybe once or twice. But anyway, how do you know that your relationship isn't healthy for you, isn't good for you, and it's time to move on? Most times we stay in those relationships because we're thinking of what people will say, how people will look at us. What if I can't find somebody else? The fear of the unknown. Oh, how will it look to people if I leave? Oh, I don't want him with somebody else. You know, just all the crazy reasons that don't make sense. But these are questions you must ask yourself, and I'm sure if you honestly answer them, it will give you the strength to make the right decision when it comes to what is best for you and what is best for your partner. Because remember that when you're making a decision to walk away from a toxic relationship, or making a decision to see how you can make it work, either way, it's not just about you. It's ultimately about what is healthy for both of you, because relationship is about two people. Now, these are some of the questions you should ask yourself, and I really need you to be honest with yourself. Now, ask yourself, does this relationship grow me? Am I growing in this relationship? What is this relation? How is this relationship adding value to my life? Am I becoming a better person, or is it bringing out the worst in me? Ask yourself, do we share the same goals? Ask yourself, if this person that you're risking so much for, do we share the same goals? Are we going on the same journey? Do we have the same destination in life? Are we seeing life from the same perspective? Do we want the same kind of relationship? Is my partner looking for what I'm looking for? Or does he want something else? Does she want something else? Are we on the same page when it comes to relationship? Does he want to get married? Do I just want to still explore my life? Do I want to have kids? Does he just want to still enjoy being with me? There's so many things you have to look at. You have to be on the same page for that relationship to work. Because when you're not on the same page, you're speaking two different languages. And when you're speaking two different languages, you're not going to understand each other. Now, you're going to ask yourself another question. Can I be myself around them? Do I accept them for who they are? I mean, if you're with someone that you have to put up a front or be a certain way because that's the only way they will accept you, then you have a problem. If you can't be yourself around the person you're with, I don't know how long you're going to keep up that act. And then if you can accept who they are, maybe they have, vices that you can't live with. Maybe they have behavioral patterns that you can't deal with. Ask yourself, can I live with this for the rest of my life, or can I live with this at all? If your answer is no, then you know what you should be doing. You know what decision you should be taking. You're gonna ask yourself, is my life better with them in it or with them out of it? Think about it. Am I better off without them, or am I better off with them? The time I spend with them, does it add value to me? Does it make any meaning? Is there any meaning when I spend time with them? Does it add value to me? Does it deplete me? You have to think about these questions deeply and answer them. Only you can answer them. Don't ask anybody else, because everyone can have an opinion, but at the end of the day, you are the only one who can tell yourself the truth. Now, if your answer to all these questions are in the negative, then you know what to do. Then you know that you're in a toxic circle and you need out. Now, when you find that out and you need out, it's not just about you setting yourself free, it's about you setting the other person free. Because that person might not necessarily be toxic. Being in a toxic relationship sometimes does not necessarily mean that the people in the relationship are toxic. It might just mean that there are two people who are either in two different spaces in their lives or phases of their lives, or who are not even meant to be together, who are trying to be together. And so because they want different things, they like different things, they're in different spaces, they think differently, they're not able to, exist in the same space. So that means the right thing to do, or the honorable thing to do, is to let that relationship go, believing with all optimism that both of you are going to find the people that are right for you. So when your answers to all these questions are in the negative, then you know that you need to do something about the situation you're in. But at the end of the day, you're the only one that can make that decision. But the truth is, no one should stay in a toxic relationship. If you're in one right now, then you know what happens when you stay in one. It makes you unproductive. It puts you in a place where your life is a mess. You feel depressed. Sometimes you build negative emotions like becoming resentful and bitter because of the things that you're dealing with, you're tolerating, and you're not walking away from. I can tell you that categorically because I have been there. And honestly, I know that most times we're afraid of being alone, or we're afraid of trying again, or we're afraid of what we don't know, the unknown. But trust me, I don't know how this sounds to you, but you're better off alone than in a toxic relationship. Because at the end of the day, in a toxic relationship, you have no use or value to your partner, and you have no use or value to the world that you live in. At the end of the day, nobody can tell you what you need to do with your relationship. I always tell people, no two relationships are the same. People are going through different things, and people have different reasons why they stay where they are. And honestly, it's important to respect people's decision and people's choices about how they want to live their lives. But if there's a chance that your life can be better if you make some conscious decisions. Then why don't you take that chance and do right by yourself and your partner? In the end, I've seen people who have tried to, stay together even though they know that it's not working, they know their relationship is unhealthy. But when they were able to find the courage to move on with their lives, they were able to grow, find their right partners, and, they ended up becoming friends and relating well as friends. So most times when we make these decisions, it might look as if it's the end of the world, it might hurt, but at the end of the day, one day you will look back and you will thank yourself for making that decision, or thank your partner for making the decision to move on.